And welcome back to the Nava podcast. I'm Saul, and today we're here with Cassidy.
Hi.
And Omar.
Hey, what's up?
And we're going to talk about everything Captain Marvel. So first, we're going to start off with Omar, and he's going to pretty much just explain who Captain Marvel is. From who she is to how she fits into the Marvel Universe. We're going to explain the trailer, and we're going to jump into some theories.
Yeah, so pretty much, Captain Marvel, basic stuff about her. Captain Marvel is a female hero, if you did not know, who is a part of the Marvel Universe, making her first debut in the MCU, which stands for Marvel Cinematic Universe, on March 8th, 2019. Coming together soon in the new upcoming movie, Avengers Endgame, finally to put a stop in the mighty Thanos. But first, in having her own solo flick, the world can use a little more female heroes after all, don't you say?
Yeah.
So far, she hasn't had any of her solo flicks, and this is the first time ever seeing her on the big screen. Coming out with her own Big Bang, and surprisingly, she is played by the amazing Brie Larson, who will be playing as Carol Danvers. But the main thing that we will be discussing today is who she will specifically be fighting against in her own solo film. Apparently, she will be fighting alien race named the Skrulls, who could take the form of anybody they please. Isn't that crazy, Cassidy?
Yeah, it is.
What do you think will happen between the parts while she's fighting the Skrulls? Who do you think she will take forms of?
I don't know, but I have a pretty good feeling that the cat Goose, who is shown in the trailer, is a Skrull.
That's interesting. Plus, it does mention it multiple times in past movies that Nick Fury lost an eye, but we never know how.
In the Winter Soldier, he tells Steve Rogers that last time he trusted someone, he lost an eye.
Yeah, that's true. It probably could have been the cat. But is a cat a person?
The cat is probably not a person, but also probably a Skrull, like I said earlier.
True point. Fair point. That makes sense. Plus, also, in the movies, it doesn't really show as much. But they've also showed a fan poster saying that a Skrull was turning into Nick Fury. What do you think about that?
That was very interesting to see.
Yeah, same. Plus, it's pretty interesting to see if Carol will have to fight Nick Fury.
Very interesting, yeah. Another interesting fact, though, is that many fans do think that the Skrull will impersonate Captain Marvel, but many others also say that the cat, who in the comics his name is Chewie, which is short for Chewbacca, is the one who scratched out Nick Fury's eye.
Yeah, I've heard those. I don't really think it might be the cat, but then at the same time, it's possible. I don't know if she is that one that actually. How crazy would it be if she was the one that took it out because she was fighting him, thinking that it was a Skrull, so she didn't hold back.
That is actually a very good point, because in the comics it's shown that Captain Marvel does not think before she acts.
Yeah, she's pretty reckless when it comes to stuff like that. Just like any other young superhero. Spider-Man. All right, well, thanks for joining us in our podcast. We'll talk to you guys later.
Welcome back to the Nava podcast. I'm here with Saul Dominguez, Johnny Francisco, Mr. Lee, Jesus Ayala, and Jessica Ugalde. They're here to talk to you about Captain Marvel in theaters this Friday, which is March 5th. Take it away, Mr. Lee.
All right, thanks, Emmanuel. So I think there's a lot of things that we can talk about. We can talk about the trailer. We can talk about the outfits that we're seeing. We can talk about some new characters. We can talk about some returning characters. So hopefully we'll get a touch on each of those topics a little bit today. But first and foremost, I want to just talk a little bit behind the scenes of the movie. Captain Marvel is the newest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, many people don't know that this is the first Marvel movie in this cinematic universe to be directed by a woman. I think that's very important also, since it's the first Marvel movie to have a woman as the star and the main hero, rather than a side character like Black Widow has been in the other movies with the Avengers. So, Johnny, I know you have a lot of thoughts on the costume what are your initial thoughts about the costume?
Well, I think that costume is I'm not a fan of it. Both green and the blue and red one. The helmet is what makes it really. I don't know. I just detest it. Without the helmet would be better because she looks so sick. And Marvel is the one that came out in the trailer, as you can see, with the green suit, the one with green eyes. I'm saying.
Another thing we need to think about is just how this is all tying together with the other movies. We know that Captain Marvel is being introduced because she's gonna save the Avengers. She's gonna put everything together and have things make sense, so that when we get to Endgame in April, we're gonna find out why is she needed and why is she able to help all these Avengers get out of what is essentially a disaster. They've all disappeared, except for Spider-Man. Who else?
No, Spider-Man is big.
Spider-Man disappeared. Okay.
It's Captain America.
The original.
Yeah, the original, and Rocket too.
Okay.
And then also Nebula.
Alright. So this is kind of a weird entry because it's a prequel, right? But it's not. Because you're introducing a character that was part of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically, or knows Nick Fury very well. So well that she knows him before he lost his eye. So there's some things that I think we'll learn a lot about. Maybe things we didn't expect, some things we did expect. Has anyone read the comic of Captain Marvel before?
No.
Okay. So the movie is a first introduction to it mostly.
Yes.
Okay. Is everyone planning on going to see it?
Yes. Yeah.
Opening weekend?
Hopefully.
Probably Sunday.
Okay.
Who do you think the main antagonist is going to be?
I don't know if it's safe to say quite yet who the antagonist is going to be. I think it's going to be kind of like Captain America, where you have a character that comes up only once, and then they're killed off, and they don't really have a bigger role in the larger universe. It's not going to be a Thanos. It's not going to be someone that we're going to see again and again.
What do you think the first character is gonna be?
I think it's gonna be everyone fading away, and then her receiving the message from Fury.
Going back to what Mr. Lee said about recurring villains, he's not wrong about the inclusion of a Marvel villain to never be seen again. We've seen it before in Iron Man. We've seen it in Captain America. So what do you guys think will be the turning point for a villain to reappear in, say, Endgame or a later Avengers movie that was first introduced in Captain Marvel, say the Skrulls or the leader of the Skrulls?
I feel like the Skrulls are gonna appear in the movie, and like as of the Avengers, cause they do shift shape, as if the leader 2 is gonna come out.
Fair enough. One of the other things I think is important to bring up is just looking at the actors in this movie. Brie Larson. Has anyone seen anything with Brie Larson in it?
No.
How many of you know? So no one's seen Room?
No.
Yeah, so Room's a good movie. Just if you don't know who Brie Larson is, it's a good movie to find out how good of an actress she really is. I believe it was either nominated for an Oscar or won an Oscar. She was also in a TV series called The United States of Terra, where she plays the daughter of a multi-personality or split personality mother. And she plays a character within that show called Princess Valhalla Hawkwood, where she basically takes on this superhero persona. So I personally have seen her in that kind of role where she's playing a superhero, and I look forward to seeing what she can do as Captain Marvel with the Avengers.
All right. Well, Thanks for joining us in our podcast. We'll talk to you guys later.
Hi everyone, this is Mr. Lee from the Nava podcast, and this is Jessica. Today we're going to be raffling off 2 tickets to go see Captain Marvel and a $20 Uber gift card. So good luck to our contestants, and here we go.
And the winner is 5043092. Jesus Azueta.
So congratulations to Jesus. Come on down to B26 to claim your prize.
You're going to see Captain Marvel!